This has to be. And what's good? Welcome, 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 everyone. This is Abraham Kevin Spann, Kevin Spann, the insurance guru, Kevin Spann, the Allstate agent. Kevin Spann coming to you tonight, and my alter ego is Kevin Spann, the podcast host, coming to you with the 4th episode of Wind Down with Kev. And people listening out there, we are excited tonight. We have an excellent show lined up for you. Can't wait to tell you who we have. We have my good friend. We have my brother from another mother. We have my fellow wine dance warrior, Mr. Kenny Williams is in the building. What's up, Kenny? Talk to the people. Tell them who you are.
What's going on, baby? What's going on? What's going on?
There it is. There it is. He's flashing that real estate. For those of you that's listening, tell them who you are today. During this podcast, we're going to walk through the past, the present, and the future. But for the people that's listening to the podcast, tell them who you are today. Tell them about what you're doing in the real estate world right now. And then we're going to go full circle and come back to it.
Well, first of all, I want to make sure I want to get the permission from the host.
Okay.
This is Wind Down with Kevin. So can I get comfortable? Or do
right,
I got to, can we get comfortable?
Get comfortable.
Get
comfortable.
Man, let's do this.
Take the jacket off. You're looking sharp. You're looking sharp. Take the jacket off.
World. Yeah, Ken Williams, as Kevin would say, Ken Williams, a.k.a. Magnum. Ken Williams, Brother Williams, past master, real estate hero, expert advisor, just a man who cares, just a man that puts his heart where his passion is at. And if I can help enough people, I'm a happy guy and the bills get paid, man. So, that's my intro. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
That's a beautiful intro. So let's wind down first. What's in the glass? Show me what you're working with tonight. What's in the glass?
Man, gotta do a little something, a little mimosa,
okay.
Mixed in with a little bit of Coors Light.
I saw the color. I saw the color was different.
We
got a mimosa mixed with Coors Light. I'm just sipping on the Merlot this evening, taking it nice and easy. It's about that time. We're recording this about 9:15. Been a long day, and it's definitely time to wind down. So, bro, just talk to me. How was your day today?
Man, it was beautiful. It's kind of funny. We call it wind down, and there was always, it's so funny how this is real. You don't have it's been a busy day.
Yes, sir.
And I almost like, so what I've been up to is just, it's like, it's that constant, what can I do? What can I do? And you don't realize that there's so much to do. So you start off with, I try to at least always have at least good 3 major accomplishments I want to try to do. And then of course, that's being fair to yourself. That's how you keep the stress level down. And then when you can add 2 more to the plate and things like that, that just makes it what it is. And then of course, to be right here with you, man, I couldn't ask for a better way to wrap up the day, but no, just really doing what I can do. Now people always ask me, so what do you do? I do whatever I can do. That's
there
it.
It is.
And then I go from there.
I've been, obviously we're going to get in our friendship and our background and what brings us here today. But I got to tell you that I'm a big fan of yours because I've been watching you do what you can do. I network with a lot of realtors, a lot of mortgage brokers, a lot of attorneys, but you're doing something different. I've seen you not only show a property, I've seen you cut the grass in front of a property. I've seen you go above and beyond and just do those extra steps. Those are the things I think that separate people. At the end of the day, people don't buy a product from us, but they're buying you. And when they see you go above and beyond and you get to embrace their dream and help them purchase their piece of the American dream or rent their piece of the American dream, certainly they embrace you because they know they fully see your vision and everything that you're helping them work towards.
Yeah. I mean, I just, no matter what I do, and it's kind of funny, of course, as we're talking, and I know we're doing it, for those who don't know us, it's the 10 of our profession. My attitude has always been, if you're going to do something, or I should say anyone could do X, Y, Z, I always try to look for what's the spin that I could put on it. How can I make sure that my mark gets left? I just want to make sure that people knew I was there. And always just kind of do that. So yeah, so it's kind of funny. I forgot about the cutting of the grass and stuff. It's kind of, it makes me smile, makes me do a few different things when you do kind of like almost reminisce from it. the day I posted it was, again, it was from the heart. So yes, I almost forgot almost all about it as soon as I moved on, because since then, done a lot of other things other than cut
It
grass.
keeps moving.
But, that's it. Because of the fact that when people are, at least the people that I've been blessed to come with, they're not just selling a property, they're going through a change. And my thing is, okay, how can I put myself within that change and make it as positive as possible? So yeah, if it's cutting grass on a Saturday or sitting up and helping someone, go through their numbers, their taxes or whatever, to make sure that, things line up, that they can get what they deserve, that's what I'm here to do. And if I can't do it, I always pass them on to somebody who can, and we go from there.
That's interesting. I want to go in another direction, but you opened something up. You just said people that come to you, they're going through a change. So certainly with everything that's going on right now, hopefully we're coming out of the pandemic, although we're still in it a little bit. I anticipate people coming out of the change here in New York and doing a mass exodus and coming to check on you in Florida. They're going to be looking for that sunshine. They're going to be looking for that space. So when you talk to people like that are relocated, whether it's from New York or any place else, and they're looking to come, what's your sensitivity, or how do you tap into that change that they're making?
Sure. Again, I start off by the most simplest, which is the most direct, get their why, and it's kind of like what you learn from school: who, what, why, when. And then I always tell them, let me know the who, what, and when, and why. I'll handle the how.
Nice.
So the very first thing is I put myself in a position of advisory. Humbly say, no, I'm not a salesman. I don't help people buy and sell real estate. I help people with their real estate needs. So the word is help for me. So I'm looking for, if someone's looking to come, from Long Island, from the city, I really want to tap into, what's the, not just the fact that, 80, 90 degree weather, which no dig on anybody. This is in January, by the way. No, I'm going to go a little bit deeper. I'm going to kind of find out what are their challenges, what's making them tick, what are they leaving behind, and just trying to make sure that I could give them that opportunity, and also counsel with them. And if they decide to stay there or go somewhere else, I could be involved with that. And I think that's really kind of like one of the secret sauces to that, is that I'm not in it for me. There's no saying that if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. So I really, really just try to make sure before we start sending properties and before we start talking about that kind of stuff, let's really, really tap into, is there anything else about you I need to know?
That's a beautiful thing. You put the other person first, you're always going to win. So let's go backwards before we go forward. You and I come from the same place. We both are Wyandanch Warriors. I'm class of 1980. You're class of 1985. We
won't get into which class is better.
No.
That, yeah.
We're not going to get into that. But oddly enough, you and I connected about 25 years ago, but not in Wyandanch. We connected in Chicago. We're shopping at BJ's. We run into each other. You're with my wife, and you guys ran each other, start talking, and you and I just hit it off immediately.
Immediate. It was so funny, and I wasn't. It's kind of funny as I was like, getting ready to talk with you. I was like, I don't know. I don't want to pull his, whether or not he remembers card and all that kind of stuff. But no, I remember that day, and it was so interesting because of what, even the things that I was going through at the time. To hear Nisi's voice and then the connection with you, it really made Chicago, that time in my life, at home, and it kind of like brought Wyandanch right there in North Chicago, and that was amazing. So a day I'll never forget, because it was an opportunity for me to like, not only connect with a sister from the past, but gain a brother, and here we are, over 25 years later, man. It's been amazing.
So I wound up in Chicago by way of Allstate. What brought you to North Chicago?
Oh man, put my hand up, swore to protect this country, go wherever it needs for me to go to defend it. So it was the Army, of course. I joined, right out of high school. Graduated in June. I was going July 31st, 1985. Kind of like got First time on a plane.
Nice.
First time on a plane. A lot of things that happened to me, you know, growing up, like just went from there. First time ever on a plane, and it's never been the same since. But no, I was in Illinois. My last duty station was there, so I ended up staying there. And then at that time, went from one pledge of service to another, you know, where I was a police officer just north of Chicago. So yeah, that's what brought me. That's what had me there. And yeah, just another awesome chapter.
So this is what I remember about you being a police officer. You took me on a ride along one night. You were working the midnight shift. We got in the car. I met you there. It was, if anybody has never done that before, if you have a friend that's an officer and they give you a chance, do it, because the world looks different in the passenger seat or the back seat of a police car. Passenger seat. I wasn't in the back seat. I wasn't.
Yeah, I was going to say. Totally different feeling in the back seat.
the passenger seat. So let me tell you what I remember from that night. It was the midnight shift. Waukegan.
Yeah.
And the area, it had a curfew for the night. I think it required young people to be off the street by 12 o'clock. And you kind of talked me through what was going to happen that night. You said our first call of duty is to get the young people off the street, so then we can deal with whatever else is out here.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, again, you know, I remember, you know, and I, you know, and it's so funny how that night started, which is kind of like something that's always happened, is you got to set the expectation. You got to kind of put it out there. This is what we're here to do, and just stick to that, because in that way, you're not necessarily a reactor, you're a proactor. So yeah, so it was like, you know, yeah, let's go ahead and put the kiddies to bed. Let's make sure that they are out of harm's way, so that way anything else that we were faced with and stuff like that is handled. And a little something, you know, again on the side of that, I remember in the back of my mind, I said, I got to get him home safe. You're not gonna have Nisi tracking him down. You know, he was last seen with you. You brought them all back, broken up, bullet holes and all that. So it was kind of like, I never wanted to tell you that, but I had a multiple level of responsibility. And one was to make sure you got home safe. I took the oath. I knew what I was getting myself into. And I said to myself, but you know, this guy has no idea. And yes, needless to say, it was definitely an enjoyable evening, something full of things. And I can only hope that you ended that shift with a newfound respect for what officers do, but also with, and I think the other thing about it is, it also, just like you said, from the seat that you were sitting in, it also gives you a perspective of what people go through. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that, you know, people always ask me, okay, do you miss, you know, everything from the military to police officer to, you know, coming full circle, now doing real estate? I said, you know, I've always kept people as my thing. So the theme has always been the same, the uniform and you know, the logo or the badge or something, you know, is that, no, it is what it is. And I kind of owe that to growing up, you know, in YND, Chanel Babylon and stuff. You know, it's the people, man. It's a people thing. So it's what's always driven me. It's always will probably continue to drive me.
That's a beautiful thing. So for people that's wondering, I did stay in the front seat of the car that night. A couple of traffic stops. You did a good job of anticipating what the gentleman will say. And the last thing I remember you shared with me is like, you know, you said, remember growing up in Wyandanch, our parents would tell us that nothing good happens after a certain time.
Yeah.
Bro, absolutely. There's nothing going on at 2 o'clock in the morning. The people that are out here, you're going to run into all kind of stuff. And it was hilarious, and we did. But let's come out of the car and let's talk a little bit. You and I did some fun things together in Chicago. We did some traveling together. We became traveling men, and that's a chapter. Those that understand, they'll know that. But I have to tell you that our best memory was coaching together in that undefeated season.
Yes, definitely. I mean, again, man, I think that's something that you and I always kind of like had a naturalness is, you know, the old saying, you know, like I said, you know, as we were raised by parents, and then even within the lodge that we both served, is leave a place better than what you found it. Don't even just leave it the same, leave it better. And it's always, who can we help next? And you're right, as we're, setting our careers and, doing what we can do for our families, it's like, who else? And it's not always just looking up, it's also looking back, looking down. And yeah, and for those who don't know, that undefeated season, with shorties, man, and just, letting them know what victory tasted like, what hard work tasted like, and the riches that come from that. So again, just as much as any other accolades, just as proud, to wear those black tees and, do the rebel shaker uppers and stuff. And, win take boys to men and, win with class and things like that. So no, loved it, loved every minute of it.
All right, last Chicago story. We're gonna leave a lot of things unsaid.
Okay.
But if I had to,
I wasn't sure how much. I talked to my attorneys.
No.
I wasn't sure how much of a path we were going to go, but we're good.
We'd be remiss if we didn't mention being able to go down to the House of Blues and being on stage with Rakim. So that also was, if I don't know exactly when we parted ways, but there was a culmination. If there was a way to end our Chicago journey, being on stage with Rakim as he performed downtown Chicago in the House of Blues. That was an absolute full circle highlight to wrap the Chicago phase of our journey up.
And you know what? And on that note, for me, that was the first time of, where, wow, this wine dance thing is forever. You know what I mean? Because of course, when we met, that's, wine dance is what connected us, but we both lived in Illinois.
Right.
So then there was that whole, okay, blast from the past, let's go and see what that is. And then when Rod and I think Brother Camille, and some heads that we knew growing up, and then to see it, and it was almost like a pause button. I was like, wow, you make it, who you are is who you are, and where you come from is where you come from, and no matter where you're at. And then from that point forward, I never went through another large crowd gathering or whatever, and said to myself, what would I say from somebody that I grow with? You don't say nothing. You just continue to love.
Yes.
And Rod definitely, Chill, Plow, everybody, no matter where you excelled at, that's the one consistency, don't even, I'm sure we'll even touch on, the 50th anniversary, of Wine is It, but it's always just been, where do we leave off? And let's just pick up from there. It wasn't restate your past. No. You know who I am. Come on. So no. I loved it. Yeah. And I think that was definitely towards even some of the endings of before we all started going other ways. But I think that was one of the times that I said to myself, wow, yeah, this is truly, truly forever. And no matter what, if you're from that neck of the woods, yeah, you give me a call, we cross paths and stuff like that. We better not even act like strangers,
So you mentioned Chill, and I'd be a bad host if I didn't mention that not only did we connect in Chicago, but our journey took us to the best wine dance day ever in my memory, which was the party at Chill's house in Atlanta, and that was insane.
Yeah, that was amazing. Again, another element of there is no knocking on the door. There's no, there was nothing to prove. It was just, once, one and all and for one. And just, like I said, you've already paid your due. And, I know that man. I don't care how long it's been since I've seen him or her, let him in. And when Chill did that, that opened up the door, because if you don't realize, after I left Chicago, I ended up going to Georgia.
Okay.
So that actually influenced me.
Wow.
So if it wasn't for that, because we had our own stereotype,
right?
And we always have them. I don't care what there's a prejudice, there's a stereotype you have. And before that, it was like, I ain't going to country, But when we went to Chills, I'm like, man, this is how country people was living. So country people were living pretty well. So
absolutely.
So that when that opportunity came. When my chapter in Illinois ended, that visit and that connection again made it that much more easier for me to make that next step in my life. So it's just funny how we went through that organically out of love, and that played a part in my next chapter.
Well, your next chapter, fast forward. So we spent some time in the past. We're going to fast forward to the present. until, let's say, 2 years ago. You came up for Wine Dance Day. We did that. And then I came down to Florida. But let's talk about that 50th anniversary of Wine Dance Day. Um, we had, I think, about 5,000 people in the park, but your family took it to another level. I think y'all turned that into a full family reunion weekend.
Yeah, no, it was built up to where this was going to be, again, what wine dance has always meant for me, and even how it started being part of my adult life, and then of course my siblings, and for those who need the connection, we're talking Palmers, we're talking Salters, and we're talking Williams. So for us to be able to say, you know what, we're going to use that Wine Dance Day celebration, God rest her soul, Sister Diona, we wanted to make sure everybody was there. That was her thing. You knew of her.
My classmate.
You talk about somebody who lived from the heart, and everything. So, and I know that that was the last time I saw her.
Wow.
In that state. Of course, I was there by her bedside when she was, when she got struck in and in a coma and things like that. But as far as the last time, and even just recently, just still looking at those Wine Dance T-shirts and going through the park, and again, just going through there and just being reminiscent and nothing but hugs and everything like that. That was like a beautiful thing. So yeah, so we were kind of selfish. We kind of, I hope Wine Dance don't mind. We definitely used it as a family reunion, but did not know that it was going to be somewhat of our family was never going to be the same after that. And I didn't even realize that she was not cleared by her doctor to go.
Wow.
And anybody who knows Diona, she's gonna go. So
Yeah.
she said whatever she had to say, and I think she even made a deal with our Father upstairs. You let me go. You let me get there where my family and friends do not have not one clue what I'm really going through, and I'll. It's kind of like it's like I'll come out in peace. That was that was her only, I'm sure something they worked out, because not one bit of it would you have seen and felt like she was, actually battling something on the inside when she went back and everything. And that's when, I would almost say probably within the week that she went back is when everything happened to her. And she, so I'm almost ready to say her last fond memory was that Wine Dance Day. So I appreciate it. Damn, you're about to have me go into it a little bit.
No, we're okay.
No,
I'll hit the transition button.
I appreciate what you did, but I also appreciate and want to take this opportunity to publicly thank Wine Dance because I know she was on cloud nine. She was on cloud nine, and my family appreciates it always.
No, she took in every picture, every moment, and embraced it. So we've talked about the present. We're in 2018 now. I think by the end of that year, I came down to Florida because Trey had a football camp, and you met me in Florida. You came down, you watched him. He was at the offense, defense football camp. We were in Daytona Beach. You thought it wasn't a robbery for you to drive, forgive my Florida directions, I don't know, south, east, north, or west, but you came across the Daytona Beach. You chilled, you watched him play. And the playing was the simple thing, but the real upside is that we got to come and visit your beautiful home in Florida. So let me paint a picture for the people. This is December, on or about December 29th. I might be right, I might be wrong, but it's late December.
Right.
We go to Kenny's house. We're not sure what to expect. I'm just happy to see you. We're going to crash with you a day before we fly back to New York. And you take us into your beautiful home, and you have this room that I'm going to definitely mispronounce. I'm absolutely certain I can't spell it. But bro, my brother from Wine Dance, my Chicago connect, you take me into your lanai where you have an indoor, in-ground pool. What part of the game is that?
Man, it's just, Wine Dance teaches you, if you want it, go get it. So, I say other words, but, go get it. Go get it. That's it, but no, that is just the continuation of just, the various ways that if you plan it, if you set it, you work hard, you do what you got to do, it's there. And I think the ultimate is, but it is not yours alone.
Right.
It is not yours alone. Don't get cute. Don't get fancy.
Right.
Don't get prim and proper. If you're not ready to share it, then this may not be for you kind of thing. So again, we all make our pacts, and you know, when we're sitting down and we're making our plans, and we're getting the blessings from the Almighty to kind of, you know, see if He could like make any halfways out of the ways that we want to do. And for me, it's always been, this is not just for me. So by all means, it was, like I said, just an opportunity to try to thank you for who you were, and at the same time, for Trey to kind of let him know that no, you know, we're more than just, you know, the quick fast money or something like that. That nah, you could get cool points in a pair of flip flops in December, and you know, we could be at, you know, everything from traffic lights to whatever. And yeah, you know, we got the bill and receipt, baby. That's it.
It's a beautiful thing. So for anybody listening that think the grind is easy to go from Wyandanch to the Army, to travel the world, to work as a police officer, to now be in real estate, to living in a beautiful home in Florida with the in-ground pool and a lanai, it comes with a price to pay.
Yeah.
So me and Trey, we get to your house. It's Saturday afternoon. It might be 3:00. You put Trey in one guest room. You put me in another guest room. And quickly after you settled us in, you said, bro, there's the pool, there's the refrigerator, there's the drinks, make yourself comfortable. And then you got suited and booted. And you said, I need to punch in for 2 hours. It's on a Saturday. Y'all relax. And then we'll do something else that night. And that's what it's about. You know, everybody wants the rewards, but not everybody realizes the sacrifices of the grind. It's not a 9-to-5 grind. It's not an 8-hour grind. It's to do what you have to do when you have to do it grind. And that's just the nature of the beast. You're from Wyandanch. That means that we weren't born with a silver spoon in our mouth, but we do have the opportunity to go get it. You can see things and you can go get things. So that's what I love, respect, and admire about you. Although I do have to tell you, fast forward to the present, Father's Day weekend just passed, to see you on Father's Day relaxing in the lanai by yourself without me there with a nice cool drink in your hand. You know, there was some envy.
All the brothers who couldn't be there.
Yeah, there was some envy that bubbled up in my chest. I had to fight it down. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. But nah, man, nothing but love, nothing but happiness, nothing but respect for you. So let's keep talking about your journey. We're in a sensitive time in the country. We're recording this is late June 2020. We're hopefully coming out of a pandemic, which is a major thing that's attacked some health issues in the country and attacked a lot of people. We've lost a lot of people. Rest in peace to everybody that's gone.
Definitely.
And then on top of that, we're, I don't know, a few weeks, maybe a month removed from the George Floyd situation, where unfortunately, in Minneapolis, a police officer wound up with his knee on George Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Obviously, that sort of damage took his life. And that has spurned, given new energy to something called the Black Lives Matter movement. So let me expound upon it for a moment. It's been a major outcry for justice, not only from Black people, from white people as well, all across America. And I follow you on social media. You're always upbeat. You're always positive. I'm not sure what your initial post was, but someone made the mistake of inviting you into a conversation about how could you say those words, Black Lives Matter? And you did a great job of letting them know who you are. Yes, you are Black, and yes, your life does matter, but you've also worn the blue, and you've also defended the flag. Some people think those things can't exist together. So for people that don't think those things can exist together, talk to them about how your Black life, my Black life, how they both matter, how you can wear the blue and defend the blue, and you can also defend the flag.
Yeah, easy. Very easy. Honestly, it's like, you know, you always want to try to make sure you say it in the right way where it doesn't, you know, reignite anything. But that's not my problem. My hesitation only because you never want to be the cause of misunderstanding and don't want to get misinterpreted. And, you know, very easy to do so, especially for people who don't kind of like, you know, it's like, you know how they say, you know, I know you're listening, but you don't hear me. I know you see me, but you don't, you know, you don't feel what I'm saying. is that it's very easy because what I do is I take a situation and I don't just put it in for me. I put it in because this, what I'm getting ready to say, what I'm getting ready to do, could it work for anything? I always usually always tell a person, when you work with me in real estate, by the time we're done, you're gonna feel like you could do real estate. You know,
Exactly.
the night when you were with me being a police officer and stuff, you know, you're gonna feel like, yeah, if I choose to, I can. So to me, um, when it was time for me to kind of speak on it, first of all, just like you said, that the thing was necessarily, it was just not let us forget anyone. Because to me, my message that I was trying to relay and what my message will always be is that all lives matter. The reason why I'm taking it, and this is not for someone just like religion or politics or anything else, this is not even a debatable thing, because that's the beautiful thing about this beautiful country is that I'm
Yes.
allowed to have my stance. So for me, it's like by saying Black Lives Matter, I'm just saying it's our turn. It's our turn to be heard, and that's it. That is it. So that's why it's easy because I'm not looking for anything else other than that. So my post was, let us not forget. Now, of course, that's going to take from people, you know, forget about what. Now, if you're the one delivering the pain, yeah, you want me to forget. So
Right.
that's the reason why asking you not to forget is something that you may find harder to swallow. But then let us not forget because it's just like anything else. And what I sat back and did, and what I will continue to always do is that, so let's look at this. So if I was, you know, anything that I could have learned from anything that anybody, no matter what race you are, if you raise your children or you have something else and something has happened, you would almost, like you said, I'm trying to hold back from using the word foolish, but I gotta say is that you would be remiss to repeat it. You know, there's no say, I don't mind getting bit. I'll never let the same dog bite me twice. So it's almost our duty to live and learn.
Absolutely.
So, but you won't learn if you choose to wake up every day like Groundhog Day and you choose to forget. So it's not about like, you know, forget, you know, and then only you pull the negative out of it. No, but let us not forget even in this time, because if, for those who don't really know the details, the company that I work for made a post, made a stance that they did not have to do. I'm saying to myself, this is a company representing for what my people are going through, and I can't put a stamp of approval on it. So if my company is saying, hey, we're making it very clear we're against this, then yeah, I'm going to follow up and say, hey, put this up there with the rest of the things that as Americans, regardless of your color, let us not forget. You know, it doesn't say, like, it didn't say if you were directly affected by 9/11, then you don't forget, but everybody else just keep on about your way. It never said that about Pearl Harbor or anything else that we are kind of reminded on an annual basis. It didn't say, you know, it didn't say that. So that was the reason why I said, okay, well, I did all my checking boxes, I did my political correctness routine, so let me just go ahead and put my stamp of approval because, yeah, you know, that opportunity came. That man's life is no longer here. We've got to kind of make something out of that. And I just said to myself, no, that was all that it was going. But of course, yeah, you want to come at it and kind of, you know, spin it or whatever. Or and it may not even been intentional. The opportunity was there for us to just, like I said, have the dialogue. And I'm always open to intelligent dialogue. Then it started getting negative, and that was never about any of my posts. About the only post probably that post did. The only other time that I probably had, you know, and I won't call it a negative, but it was just more of a somber, was with the passing of my sister. Other than that, I probably would like to probably say you go up and down my post, and it's nothing but positivity, inspiration, and you know, achievement.
Well, and that's a reflection of who you are. So I'll let you talk about it. Let me talk for a minute. And I to the best of my ability, you and I are the same. I post three things: inspiration, information, and I sell insurance. So from your standpoint, my company, Allstate Insurance Company, they also took a stance. For the first year, I've been here for 33 years. This year, we honored Juneteenth as a holiday. And it's the beginning, the statement also said it's the beginning of us recognizing this. We're going to listen, we're going to learn, we're going to do more. And that made me feel fantastic. So I asked you to answer the question. I want to make a statement about this as well. And I want to just speak for a second. I'll probably never speak publicly about it again, but I'll talk to anybody one-on-one. I've already said who you are to me. one of my best friends in the world that's no longer here. He was both a New York City police officer and a Suffolk County police officer forever. So for me, I was born Black. I'll be Black my whole life. I'm blessed to have Black children and Black grandchildren. So Black lives are always going to matter. Also, in my business, the insurance business, when there's a house that's on fire, we put out the house that's on fire. We don't put out the other houses around it. When we go to the scene of a car accident, we deal with the cars in the accident. We don't deal with every other car that's in traffic. So the reason why you have to be specific about which lives matter is because you're treating the problem specifically for right now. So I firmly believe in my heart, number one, that everybody's life matters, but it's important to acknowledge that our lives matter. I also believe, in terms of you defending the flag, the military was my father's way out of South Carolina. It was the beginning of your journey from Wyandanch to the rest of your life. And I think it's something that all people, not just Black people, have gotten away from. I don't know what the numbers are, but I don't think people go into the military as often as they should. I think it's a great way, especially because they get to serve in so many different ways. And then finally, law enforcement. I'm a criminal justice major who at one point thought that I was going to have a career in law enforcement, whether police or corrections. I took all the tests. All states showed up before I got called for those jobs. So I think it's very important that we can be passionate. We can be disappointed when certain things go wrong. We don't ever want to lose sight of the big picture, and that it's a big opportunity for us to be a part of the solution and not just to talk about the problem. So that's it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's segue. Go ahead, jump in.
I was going to say, to piggyback off of what you said, and you know me, like I said, I always love when my statements or something like that can fit into, like I said, this is not like a Black thing. This is just a right thing.
Yes.
There was something, and for all the brothers and sisters in uniform, there's something that we've been trained on. It's called like a triage.
Okay.
And the medical field knows it as well, is that when you go into a scene of a horrificness or whatever the case may be, our training, our duty is to go help the most serious situation first, and then you de-escalate from there. So in an event of a circumstance, and so kind of like looking at it from a standpoint of what this country is going through right now, the duty should be to go at the most effective and then work our way down. So for our non-Black brothers and sisters, please understand, no, we're not forgetting about you. Just like if I go in and this person has a cut on their finger, but then yet this other person is like severely and blood is gushing and so on and so forth, I'm trained, it's natural, it's not even that, but it's an expectation to go in and take care of the most severe, and then you work your way backwards. So can you imagine going in and saying, and of course the uneducated will go in and say, well, help me. And I'm like, yes, but I see somebody who needs my help. The old women and children first and so on and so. Does that mean, men lives don't matter? So no, it's not about that. It is just the fact of we have to have structure.
Absolutely.
And structure when dealing with an issue. So if right now the most severe happens to be the Black race or something like that, then why can't we just get treatment? Let us get treated. We're not ignoring your cut. But come on, man, you got a cut.
Right.
So let's just keep it real. Don't you
Right.
care? Don't
Right.
you do that? It's like, well, I'm bleeding too. Yeah, but I'm going to wrap that up with a tissue and you're going to be okay. This person, for every second that I'm even distracted by you, is going to cost that person's life. And in any other situation, every job, insurance, you have the most severe to the least. Now, insurance is insurance, but of course it doesn't go flat line. So why is it that the only time when everybody wants to leave structure alone, leave, the things that like parents, and I mean, I could go on and on. There's not a job, there's not anything else in any other situation that we're expected to go in order and precedence, then when it comes down to race relations. That's the only time when it's always got to be mushed in. And it's like, come on, that's not right. And going and speaking from, what has, they even teach us that what keeps you survive in the military and police world is having, so I know, the whole famous thing that's being given by our, country leaders, whether you agree or not, is, the whole thing about law and order and so on and so forth. And the funny thing about it is that those words don't bother us, and people for some reason think that we're against those things. No, we want our fair share of that.
Yes.
That's the problem. It's just that we're not getting, so it's kind of funny. So if you're law and order, then let it start from even the people that's enforcing. So people think now Black people don't respect the uniform. And that's why I said that. As a proud wearer of the uniform and things like that, we could talk about the pace another day. That's a whole nother subject. But as far as the reason why I was, it, proud as heck. The day that I didn't tell you, let's go crack some heads. No, let's just go. And I know there's a lot of brothers and sisters that wear the uniform, that's what they want to do. And the good ones have no problems with the structure that comes from it. It's just that what people don't understand is that why is this the only time, like around here, I'm not sure what's going on in New York and things like that, but I know here, certain policies and procedures are just being implemented. Like that are like, I didn't even know that was not even on the books. That if you witness something wrong, you now can tell. I mean, I couldn't work at McDonald's without telling on the person who dropped a fry.
If you see something,
time, come on, give me a break.
If you see something, say something. The whole mindset. Yeah.
That's new.
No. So you added to it. I'll add it to it, and then on a personal note, I have kids of friends that are on the force right now. Person that works on my staff, his son was injured in some of the protests and all those things. So we're peaceful and we want all things to get better and to go forward. Moving forward, which is kind of like my mindset with everything that happened, with what we went through in New York. Everything shut down on my birthday this year, March 16th. I call it the day the world ended. A lot of people have the mindset they're waiting to go back to normal. I have zero interest in going back to normal any more than I have interest in going back to high school or anything else. I'm all about moving forward. So moving forward, talking about where we at, talking to you, Ken Williams, the superhero, helping people, making real estate fun again, key man on the Carlos German and team, signing new people up to your team every day. We talked about you physically being located in Florida, but also being able to help in other states. Let's talk about people now. This is what I think. This is what Kevin says, not based on these surveys. I think the pandemic requiring us here in New York to seriously quarantine the tri-state area, probably more so than other states. I think you are going to see an exodus from New York. I think people are going to accelerate their retirement plans and decide to leave and to look to you to move to Florida, to other destinations. Talk to me about how people can get in touch with you and various things that you can help them with.
No, definitely, and definitely, guys. This is about moving. This is about movement, and it's about moving forward. So yeah, moving. To get in contact with me by cell phone, you're dialing 407-726-0719. That's 407-726-0719. The easiest way to kind of even wrap it up to make it easy for you to remember is just my name and what I do. So it's www.kenwilliams.work.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's just kenwilliams.work. And that right there will lead you to be able to reach me. And what you can expect is that again, yes, the mass exodus should occur. Man, you were here, you got a taste of it. Man, the air is good in Florida, guys. I'm not knocking anywhere else. It's a really, really, growing up, you see the old movies and you kind of have the once again, the old stereotypicals where people go to retire, but there's a reason. In January, I don't have to do the slide across the ice black, and I can't remember the last time I slipped on black ice. The Timbs are only for show and tell. They go good with the shorts that I wear in January and February. My biggest challenge in Thanksgiving is, do I deep fry the turkey out on the grill or do I put it in the oven? So it's a whole new different set of circumstances. But now get in contact with me. As we get older, things like that. And on it says is that it's not just a really beautiful place. It's more than just Disney. You got the ocean. You got things that I really think what we need is what I kind of found is it's like, man, your spirit almost slows down a little bit. You don't have that tensity is not here. That I normally would have to do in Chicago, in New York, and stuff like that. So that's why I say the air is good. I'm not talking about just physically the air is good. The aura is good. You could be sitting at the local grocery store and almost go 10 minutes. No, you go first. No, you go first. It's like we're not rushing to get out of the cold weather. We're definitely grateful. We're definitely, it's not knocking anywhere else. I say that with tongue in cheek. But not definitely, at the end of the day, anything that I can do for you, even if it is to help give you the information so that you can make a conscious decision, I would love for that to be, regardless of what the old saying is, I can only control my efforts. The outcome is on the other person. So you'll get no sales from me. You'll only get service.
So let me touch upon the other part, and we'll come close to wrapping it up soon.
On you, baby.
No. So what? The interesting thing, I see you posting sometimes about properties, but what I see you posting more about is you're constantly adding people to your team. So what if someone retires early, but they still want to work and they want to try a new career? Is that something they can talk to you about?
No, most definitely. And the other thing, and just to even add to that, people for some reason, what I love the most about real estate is it's an extension. As I was saying, with that license in your pocket, around here in Florida, we kind of joke, you almost expect everybody to have a real estate license, and the driver's license is an option, So, the opportunity, it's just a representation of opportunity. And so I not only challenge, not only is it welcoming to somebody who's probably like looking to retire or a career change, but even if you're just curious, let's sit down, let's discuss, again, your goals, your dreams. So what I am trying to do is, I'm not trying to get to some top and say, look at me. It's like, like I said, if I prosper through someone else's prosperity. So I know when I first came into the business with other companies that didn't have the same structure that the company that I'm proud to be with now, I just always, again, I always find myself making these deals with guys that I got to hold on, I got to buy by, because I'm not going to risk reneging. That's one reneging I'm not going to do.
Exactly.
And I remember when I came in, and one of the stories that still kind of hit to me, my wife had the 3 jobs to support. It's like, while I'm doing the struggling acting thing. So when I'm trying to get into it in the more traditional sense, and you got to just kind of get on the ground, I said, if I ever get in a position to help somebody else, regardless of who they are, gender, race, whatever, I cannot deny them. You bring me energy, I will turn your passion into profit. So I do the same thing. I evaluate the circumstances, find out what makes them tick, and really just show them how real estate could help them do some things for themselves and for others. So you're just going to get a completeness of that I'm so happy and proud of the people that not only that I brought in, but that I see growing and things like that. And if it's anything that I've said, done, and exposed with them, that even makes it more rewarding for me.
No, that's a beautiful thing. So I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you to say hello to your lovely wife. She was a gracious host, nothing but kind to me and Trey. After you came back from work, we hung out that night. We caught a nice 3D movie. We had a good meal, then an incredible breakfast the next day, and more time in the lanai in the pool. And I know you're locked in Florida forever. I think I'm a decent salesperson myself. I posted my Instagram stories in the winter to try to recruit you to come back, and couldn't get you to sign that contract.
I even hit you up. Good try. Nah, I like what you're doing, but nah, I'm okay. I'm good.
You're good. So people listening to me, to all my audiences, whoever you are, my wine dance warriors, my all-state customers, my family and friends near and far. If you're looking to breathe after the pandemic and you're thinking about moving forward and whatever your next move might be, reach out to my brother from another mother, Ken Williams, www.kenwilliams.work. Find him online. He's my friend on Facebook. He's my friend on Instagram. Follow what he's doing. Catch on to his positive energy. His energy is contagious. Whether you do business or not, he's somebody that you want to know. If you guys think that I inspire people, he's one of the people that sends me inspirational videos to keep me going. So that's just the way that we vibe. We've talked about Audible and the books, and that could be a whole nother conversation for another podcast. But my brother, if I didn't say this already, I love you. I respect you. I admire everything that you're doing. And if anyone thinks of me as an influencer, I strongly encourage them to reach out to you, get to know you, and just talk to you about possibilities and how you might be able to assist them. Any final words before we close up? Anything you want to talk about that I didn't ask you about?
No, other than, you guys know where to find me, and it's not about it's about life. If you're going through something, because the formula is there, believe, dream, believe, inspire, and, and if you just kind of keep those things going, you'll always be good. So no, I'm not a one-trick pony. No, there's no hook to what I do. But just, just like I said, just come with your heart, have good intentions. No one's perfect. And man, let's just be good to one another. I know we touched on some subjects that people can have opinions about. That's the beautiful thing about this, man, is that we're blessed to have, have the opportunity to be able to agree, disagree, and just like that's really, really, to be honest with you, it. Anything else, we'll go ahead and discuss on any other levels and stuff, man. But just, guys, just be real, be good, and let's just make each day better than the day before.
Beautiful. I can't say it no better than that. I can't close out any better than that. This is Kevin Spann, the insurance guru, signing off from Wind Down with Kev. Put that glass in the air. We toast one time from here to there.
That's it.
Love and respect.
Much love, guys.
All right, I'm going to stop the recording. Hold on one second. I'm just going to stop it.